Hello and welcome to this week's podcast. I'm Mod MattHe and I'm here with
Mod Moltare.
And we're talking all things Falador.
Yes, the invasion.
Yes, because I understand Falador might be in danger.
Yes, well, it's in danger for a very specific period of time.
Right. And how long is that period of time?
For 2 weeks as of Monday just gone.
Right, okay.
The idea being that we've had a graphical update ready to go for a little time, but that we've traditionally in the past, if we've just released a graphical update on its own, it hasn't had all that much momentum, not that much uptake.
Yeah.
And players go, well, that's not a real update. So this time round, to go with it, to provide extra content for alongside the update, give people a reason to go to the city
and see all the new
shinies.
Yeah,
we've included a 2-week event. It's sort of like a world event in some ways, but it's not an actual world event. It's just a bit of fun for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And what we've done is the Black Knights, the Kinshra, have found out about this supposed lost artifact.
Right.
The Banner of Radalin.
Yes.
And the first king of all of Asgarnia, sort of bit of an Arthurian figure, except not Arthur because he's over in Camelot still. Still. Until Mod Osborne has his way and just obliterates it from the face of Gielinor. And so the leader, Lord Dukarius, never quite sure about
one of those pronunciations.
Yep. Has given in to the pleas of his seconds in command that they go and assault the city and try and find the banner.
Right.
Because it's such a powerful artifact. It'd be like having the Ark of the Covenant and the sort of legitimacy of rule and all that sort of thing that the Kinshra so desperately want, having been exiled by the White Knights so long ago. And the White Knights, not expecting such violence these days, they've left their gates open for years.
Yeah.
They've got a couple of level 30-odd guards on
wandering
the front
around.
gate.
Yeah.
And so the Kinshra just got right in there and now it's a street fight.
Okay.
So both sides have their siege engines flinging stuff into the city. So having just graphically updated it and made it pretty, we'd now set it on fire.
Yeah.
Both sides have their casualties sort of groaning on stretchers in their camps. And both sides have soldiers and champions fighting in the streets.
Yeah.
And players are encouraged to go along to the city, spend some time drinking in the new pretty.
Yeah.
And then decide arbitrarily or for whatever personal reasons they have, whether they're going to support the White Knights or the Black Knights or both, and get stuck in helping whichever side kill off the opponent's soldiers, heal the wounded, smash up siege engines of the side they don't like, and they'll be rewarded for it.
Okay.
All of those things drop commendations. You turn 100 commendations into one reward box.
Yeah.
Cash, I think we call it. And those contain experience lamps and resource bundles and unique cosmetic rewards.
Okay. So I've been mostly killing White Knights, unless a Black Knight gets in my way, at which point I drop them too.
Well, we're keeping track,
right,
of how many knights are killed, healed, basically how much support there was for each side. What we're not doing this time is requiring people to join a team, or showing the results up front,
right?
Because we noticed in the past, if there's only 2 factions and we're showing the results, that people will join the side that's winning.
It skews automatically.
It automatically skews, even if we make it very clear that you're not going to get anything more for being on the winning side.
Yeah.
We see that people just throw over the side they started with to be on the winning side because it's the winning side.
Because it's the winning side, and that narratively suits a lot of players. They like being on the winning side.
Yes, which is also part of why in sort of more recent world events, the Tusker world event and in Cabbage Face Punch Bonanza, which wasn't a real world event either, but had that whole faction thing going on, why we've had more than 2 factions, because that means you don't just get that polarity.
Yeah.
So, but this one, you don't have to declare for a side. You just get stuck in wherever you fancy, and we'll keep track and let people know afterwards, in the fullness of time, how it went. Okay. Maybe use that for some plot. It won't be earth-shattering. It won't be a major turning point in the city's history, but it might, inform some things later on.
Okay. So the different things you do get you different types of XP?
Yes. From smashing up siege engines, you can get construction or wood cutting experience. Presumably you're using the construction for unconstructing.
Yeah, knowing how to take things apart.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's definitely a rationale behind that.
Yeah.
Beyond just construction XP is nice.
Yes.
For healing soldiers, you get constitution experience or herb lore experience, mixing up potions to cure them with. And for killing, obviously, you get combat experience.
The relevant combat experience. Yeah.
Yes, unless you choose not to receive any combat experience if you're a pure who somehow decides to get involved in fighting things, which sort of isn't the point of a pure, but whatever, I'm not going to tell them they can't.
Okay. And what are the kinds of rewards you can get?
So beyond the experience lamps and the resource bundles that I already mentioned, there are some unique experience lamps that you can only get a limited number of times. They give you a nice chunk.
Right.
They're sort of the artisan's workshop lamp that you can choose smithing or fire making, that sort of thing. So they've got two choices. There is the Candy Floss Maul,
yes,
which is a two-handed weapon. It is
very popular on the streets of Falador this season, in fact.
It seems to be. It certainly is not a giant carrot. All rumours to the contrary are unfounded as of the fix.
Would you like to explain that one?
No, but I will anyway. There was a small bug with the held animation when attacking using the Candy Floss Maul.
Yeah.
We hadn't fixed the replace held part of the configuration of it.
Right.
So when you hit someone with your Candy Floss Maul, it briefly turned into a giant carrot. It's not going to do that anymore.
No.
There are also fragments of a cosmetic version of the banner.
Right.
Of Radalin. You don't get to keep the real thing for reasons I'll come to later when I'm talking about the mini quest.
Yeah.
But it goes in your wing slot so you can walk around with a banner. It does have a Saradomin symbol on it. Some Zamorakians weren't pleased about that, but Radalin was a Saradominist, so yeah.
Yeah.
And there was some enterprising fellow on Reddit who's had the banner of Faradorn on his wing slot, Armadil armor, banner of the Godless, the Armadil staff banner thing that you wield.
Right.
One of the pets from yet another god, representing basically the whole pantheon except for Marimbo and Braska Prime. They could have fixed that by putting a banana and a cabbage on the floor in front
of him. Yeah.
Or perhaps a bottle of rum and a cabbage would have been more suitable. And finally, my personal favourite are some follower pets, a tiny white and black knight.
Yeah.
Which you unlock as a single unlock. And they're adorable, and they follow you around, and they have chat on them.
Yes.
And if they're near each other, they'll sing an adorable song.
I was fortunate enough to get them on my second day.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, we've not made it hugely hard to get the rewards. We've put a generous amount of bad luck protection into those caches.
Yeah.
So every time you don't get one of those one-off unique rewards, it makes it more likely that the next thing you open will have one.
Yeah. Until
you do get one, and then it resets. So I imagine that anyone who's really throwing themselves into it will have done with it by the third full day.
Yeah.
Because it's only going on for 2 weeks. We don't need people to be hammering it for all of those 2 weeks. It's some nice free experience. It's a nice excuse to go and visit the city.
And I hear talk of a mini quest.
Yes, I did mention that. That's another little bit of fun that you can get involved in.
Yeah.
One of the first things you kill or sabotage or heal is very likely to drop a set of research notes, mysterious notes about the Banner of Radalin that will lead you on a hunt of national treasure or Da Vinci Code style around the city.
Right.
Probably with less Nicolas Cage.
Okay. That's probably an advantage.
Yes. Although, I don't know, could we get Nicolas Cage for next time?
We could get Mod Osborne to be Nicolas Cage.
Ooh, that'll do. Anyway, yes, so following the trail that the research notes lead you on will take you to some juicy lore about Falador and about the various events in its history.
Right.
And will lead you to find out some more things about the banner that everyone's so desperate to get their hands on.
Okay. And when you complete the quest?
When you complete the quest, that will either upgrade your Banner of Faradorn override
Yeah.
if you've already got one version of it, or it'll unlock it, and then the other means of getting it will be the upgrade instead.
Okay.
So one way or another, you will end up progressing through the regular Banner of Falador and the Blessed Banner of Falador, which looks more impressive.
Okay. And battle horns.
Yes, battle horns. Battle horns drop off of things
Yes.
that you fight or heal and so forth. You consume them to give yourself a little buff for a while. Make you more effective when you're collecting shards and collecting commendations. Not shards, definitely not shards.
Definitely not shards. Commendations.
Commendations. Yes, they make you more effective. They give you more experience when you're doing those things.
Right.
Once you've got the mini quest completed, you don't need the battle horns anymore. You just have that buff for the duration of the event.
Right, okay. So they're really useful to do the mini quest early.
Yes.
Rather than later.
Yep. Some people have asked us to make the buff not show up when they're not in Falador City. We're going to look into that.
Right, okay.
And see what we can do.
Okay.
No promises, but...
And this morning, because we're recording this on Thursday morning, something strange appeared in Falador Park?
Yes, there is some other mysterious goings-on happening in the park. It's also connected to Radlin in some way.
Okay.
And everyone's encouraged to go and investigate what that might be.
Yes, we would recommend you go and have a look at that.
Yes.
Okay. There were some issues for hardcore Iron Men, I understand, on release as well.
Not issues as such, no, they just died.
Right, okay.
I'll say up front that I am sorry that I am not sorry at all that they died.
Right, okay.
We never said it was safe death.
No.
Iron Men should be being careful about events, about anything that may not be safe death.
Yes.
So while I regret that they have died, it is sad that they've lost their progress in this way. Yeah, sorry. Better luck next time.
Yeah.
Don't be too disheartened by this. You were killed by things that scale to level that use stuns and proper attacks from the ability bar,
Yeah.
and are generally a lot more difficult than they seem
Yeah.
to fight. So it is by no means a dishonourable death.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So the graphical rework itself, my last question for you, what's your favourite bit of it?
I'm quite a fan of the new Artisan's Workshop, actually. The exterior of it.
Yeah.
It's sort of done up like a couple of pairs of bellows. You can imagine the roof actually moving and stoking the furnace that's the middle
Within.
of it.
Right, okay.
Yes, I just quite like the imagery of it.
Okay. My favourite bit's the remodelled castle. It does look
it is.
superb.
It's nice and central. It's the Knights in Shining Armour castle, very classic.
Yes, absolutely. So to Falador then.
To Falador and all who sail in her.
Bye.
Bye bye.